Let's talk a little bit about warehouse and industrial type space, industrial property. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. I'm going to highlight or cliff note, if you will, a couple of areas that I think are significant. If this is an area that you want to start looking to invest in, please keep in mind that all of these properties, whether we're talking about retail like Gary did earlier, industrial or office, the essence of all of these properties when you're evaluating them is one thing and one thing only. What is that one thing? Cash flow. Cash flow is king. If the properties don't cash flow, they don't work, at least not at that price. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So we're always looking for cash flow. We start to talk about bulk warehouses. What's a bulk warehouse? Usually it's primarily storage. It could be a distribution type center, but if it's a distribution center, then you're getting into ingress, coming and going. Okay? But a bulk warehouse, many times, is just a big warehouse that is storage. It might have small percentage of office space. A lot of people who use bulk warehouses are manufacturers who have a warehouse where they store the inventory of the product that they create, but they don't need a lot of office space, so it might have 2 or 3 or 4% office space. Office warehouse. I want you to highlight office warehouse. Office warehouse, by the easiest way to recognize office warehouse is, first of all, it's a warehouse that might have 10 to 20% office space. Who would use this kind of a warehouse? A lot of people. It depends on the size, but a good product for office warehouse type space, if it's entry level for an investor, is 1,000, 1,200, 1,400 square feet. Now, you might have a 20,000 square foot building with 21,000 square foot bays. You all understand? Okay? What you're looking at is 1,000 square foot bay with maybe 10% office space or 100 square feet of office space. What's the rest? Just a warehouse. Who is the market of potential tenants for this type of property? A lot of small businesses. Your local, your small painting establishment, your small lawn contractor, a small guy who's getting into the plumbing business, somebody who's in the construction business where they want some warehouse to keep some stuff, maybe to park a truck or two at night, and a little office where the secretary has a telephone and a couple of files, and that's it. Now, they're cheap to build. They're relatively inexpensive to buy, again, based on cash flow. They're easy to clean up when somebody leaves. It's pretty hard to mess up an office warehouse, isn't that true? Somebody leaves, even if they leave in the middle of the night and don't pay the rent, what do you do to clean the place up? You walk in with a fire hose. Isn't that true? Okay. How much time and effort does it take to paint a 100 square foot office? About an hour. Okay. Here's the point. They're easy. The turnover is easy. You don't have huge turnover problems. And if somebody vacates, what is the market of prospective tenancy? Huge. Are there new people wanting to go into business every single day, every single week? And they rent at a very inexpensive rate. They provide everything that people need. So office warehouse is a good entry-level type of thing if that's the kind of a business.